From day one, Sentis has been about making the world of work a better place for both ourselves at work and within the business, and for all of our clients.
Sentis began business in 2003 with its zip product, and very quickly it took hold in the mining industry, and then from there spread into a range of heavy industry companies, leading to year-on-year growth through to 2015. Following the collapse in the mining industry and that little bit of a depression in the economy that Australia had, a number of our contracts turned off overnight. So our entire Perth operation went basically down to zero, and we had to make some drastic moves in order to, I guess, save the business and keep it alive.
So I'd heard really great things about Sentis. I'd heard that they had a really great culture, and I knew that when I was researching the role and the workplace, I knew that they'd won quite a few awards when it came to best place for work. So I was really excited. I moved my whole life across from Perth to Brisbane to start here. So what was my dream role in the dream company. And when I started here, I saw that they were going through the results of the last engagement survey and the results of the range of focus groups that they had. And pretty quickly, I came to realise that the picture I had of Sentis wasn't quite what I had imagined.
Early in 2016, we received some data back from our annual AON Hewitt engagement survey from the staff. So we were quite surprised and disappointed with the engagement results overall. So we had just over half of our staff disengaged, had about 25% that were actively disengaged at that point. So it made us realise we needed to act quickly and with a solid plan and a solid strategy.
I don't think it was ever a question that they didn't take engagement seriously, but I think when that came in, they realised how downhill we had gone.
They were willing to take it on board, I guess, is probably the thing that to me made the biggest difference, that they stepped up and were willing to hear what the feedback was and do something about it. So, you know, they were quite deliberate in terms of getting in a third party to help facilitate those conversations, to really get down to the specifics of what needed to change. And then they went about actually putting that stuff in place and doing what they said they were going to do.
We commenced the scaling up process about 2 years ago, and we really saw the results start to bite at the start of the last financial year. We saw employee productivity raised by 49%, we saw our engagement raised to 89%, and what that led to is the first period in the last 5 years that Sentis made profits month on month for a significant amount of time.
And probably most exciting is our staff turnover. So we'd always been well above industry average. Rolling 12-month turnover between 40 and 50% was normal for us, and now we're down below 15%.
Employee engagement is really important for us because we want people to work here. You know, you spend so much time at work that you don't want to turn up every day to a place that just sucks, really. And we want a place where people feel like they can be themselves, that they don't have to try and be someone that they're not, that they feel like they can contribute and that they feel like they're contributing to meaningful work.
It's really cool having a success profile that aligns even with the CEO of the organisation. He's usually the first one to do it, and then it filters down, and then you know exactly how you align with the company's goals. Communication has definitely been the biggest thing for me personally that I've seen change. It's definitely made me feel more engaged at work, and being able to completely trust and support my leaders. That's a pretty cool thing.
Okay, so the biggest change that I've seen in terms of the culture is probably transparency of communication, and therefore that goes to build trust. But there's also the informal relationships that we have with each other, and I think that's probably a really good part of this culture where we're not big, and the conversations that happen in the kitchen, around the desks are just priceless. And what I really like is that most of those conversations are coming from a really good positive angle, and we are the sort of culture that focuses on celebrating success.
Alongside of that is a clear vision for what we're wanting to achieve individually and as a team. I would also see that we're bringing back our element of fun that I know Sentis for. So definitely bringing back their team activities and ensuring that we get together and celebrate the wins.
So the one big change I've seen is the organisation being consistent about maintaining those habits of behaviour from the scaling up methodology. And it's not easy to do. People get busy, big challenges come along or other priorities come along. The discipline of continuing to do that stuff and seeing it realised in the financial performance of the business and the consistency of that performance is incredible. You know, in the last 12 to 18 months, we've had a complete turnaround in the business performance to where not just being more profitable and actually having a more positive outcome financially, but doing it consistently month on month. And in a consulting group, that's not an easy thing to do.
The last 12 months particularly has really felt like we're starting the business again. We've reached a whole new platform from which to launch in a much more complete way about the way we operate, and still with our strong motivation towards the good that we do, but also in a much more sustainable way into the future.